Greetings, everyone. My name is Jess. I'm an admissions advisor and a clinical Ayurvedic specialist here at the California College of Ayurveda. Welcome. So lovely to have you here. We're going to take a few minutes to let people join in. If you would like to share where you're joining in from, we would love to hear. And we'll be starting in a few minutes. So get yourself some tea, maybe a notebook and pen so you can take notes if you feel the desire. And we'll be starting shortly. Thank you for being here. I'm really honored to be here with you. I am an old school practitioner from here. I graduated back in 2010. Some of you way back then may have known me as Sika. I go by Jess now. But it's lovely to be here with you all. We are just going to give a few more minutes until we hit that 12 o'clock point, and I'll begin answering all of your questions. Thank you for joining. So it would be lovely to hear from you. And if you feel like chiming in and chatting with us, feel free to offer any questions you would like answered. We have a few questions we have actually quite a long list of questions that we've gotten over the last couple days. Thank you to all of you who've been sending us those questions and chiming in. And hopefully we can answer all of your questions today. We're going to be talking for about 30 minutes. So I'm going to answer all that I can. So a few more minutes here. Get yourself cozy. And actually, what I may do for just the next couple of minutes is guide you in taking a few deep breaths. This is something we all need to take more time in our day to do. Sometimes can feel that we don't remember to breathe, even though it's an automatic process we're doing all the time. To take some conscious breaths is a really powerful tool to reset the nervous system and to ground and center yourself and to come back in to the body. So why don't you join me for a moment? I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes because I like to do that when I take in some deep breaths, just to help really come into my center. So let's take a nice deep inhale together. And a nice full exhale. If you wish, you can do a nice sigh on the next exhale and release any tension in the body. Breathing in with me. Release any tension you're holding in your shoulders. Another nice deep breath in. If you're feeling anxious or ungrounded today, you can continue to take some nice deep breaths. Maybe focus on expanding your belly with each inhale and relaxing it with each exhale. Bringing your energy down into the lower lungs is a really beautiful way to calm and ground and reset yourself. All right. Lovely. We have some people joining us who are graduates. We have a few people who are already writing in their questions. So lovely. So for those of you just joining in, again, my name is Jess. I am an admissions advisor here at the California College of Ayurveda. I am also a graduate practitioner at the clinical Ayurvedic specialist level. Honored to be here with you today to answer your questions about enrollment, the admissions process, about being a student here and all that we offer in our beautiful programs here. I'm really honored to spend this time with you. And really, truly feel free to ask questions. We are live on 3 platforms at the same time right now, which I find absolutely mind-boggling and brilliant. We are on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on our YouTube channel. So wherever you are joining in today, you can go ahead and ask us questions, again, about the enrollment process, our programs here, about being a student at CCA, and also a bit about being a graduate practitioner. We're not going to go into any questions about personal health concerns or issues or more specifics of Ayurveda, but I am happy to answer your questions about enrollment. So I am going to begin with a little bit of an introduction to our programs. So we offer 3 different levels of certification with 3 different scopes of practice of practitioner of Ayurveda. So the first level of practitioner is called an Ayurvedic health counselor. An Ayurvedic health counselor is working with all the beautiful foundations of Ayurveda, prevention of illness, and optimizing of the body and mind. So we are really helping to enhance our health and wellness with this first level of practitioner. So an Ayurvedic health counselor can be achieved in 1 to 1.5 years' time. It's a fairly quick process, really, relatively. It requires 1 course, our Principles of Ayurvedic Medicine, which we in short call PAM. And it also requires an internship. I'm going to talk a little bit about internship. Our internships are a really beautiful and essential part of our programs that offer some real in-depth training and practical clinical experience of being a practitioner. Very well supported and guided by supervision and faculty that's there to help that process. And so to be an Ayurvedic health counselor requires just 1 course, 1 internship, and again can be done in 1 to 1.5 years' time. Our second level of practitioner is called a clinical Ayurvedic specialist. That's what I graduated as. Clinical Ayurvedic specialists are now working with diseases. We are working to manage symptoms and support a healing journey. We're looking at the root causes of imbalance and how those diseases formed, and rewiring, reworking the body, the mind, and also the lifestyle shifts that are needed to unwind those imbalances. So at this level, the clinical Ayurvedic specialist, you are taking 2 courses and 2 internships that can be done in 2 to 3 years' time. Our third level of practitioner certification is medical Ayurvedic specialist. I would have gone all the way to that if I had been able. At the time when I was a student, this was not offered. It's an incredible new addition to our program since I was a student. So the medical Ayurvedic specialist certification, you're taking things a step beyond and becoming a bridge between the Western allopathic approach to medicine and Ayurveda. So you're trained to assess and translate blood tests and lab results into what is needed herbally and dietarily through Ayurveda. You're trained to create collaboration care with Western physicians. And you also go into some more depth of training to support pediatrics and geriatrics, working with the elderly and the young. So it is an incredible third level we now offer. Well, we've offered it for about 8 to 9 years now. And it is a really, truly breakthrough certification level that's really bridging that gap in our medical care. So those are the 3 levels of practitioner. And everybody begins with principles of Ayurvedic medicine. And that's what I enroll people in. That's what I'm here to talk mostly about today is principles of Ayurvedic medicine. This is our first and foundational course. Regardless of your previous education in Ayurveda, if you want to transfer to our center and to our college, you will start with principles of Ayurvedic medicine. Make sure that you do have that really strong foundation and understanding of the principles and the foundations of Ayurvedic understanding. So our Principles of Ayurvedic Medicine course offers 3 different formats. You have 3 different choices with different scheduling. So the first option is our full-time program. Our full-time program is a midweek class. They meet Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 9 to 12 Pacific Standard Time. It is a hybrid class. There are students here in person at our campus in Northern California, and there are also students joining in all over the country and all over the world online through Zoom. The next start date for our spring full-time class is March 18th. We're looking forward to that start. The next option is our weekend program. The weekend program is great for people who work full-time during the week and can maybe only join in for a live class on the weekends. So our weekend program is 1 weekend per month. And the next start date is March 8th. So those 2 classes will be both starting this spring in March. And the weekend program is a 12-month program. I don't know if I remember saying that the full-time program is a 6-month program. So the full-time class is moving through in a quicker pace. It's a little bit more immersive. The weekend program stretches it out to about a year. So we are in an early enrollment period right now for both of those classes until January 22nd, at which time you have a discount of tuition. Just want to let you know some dates there. The third option of a format for Principles of Ayurvedic Medicine, PAM, is our distance learning mentorship program. So the mentorship option is very flexible. You can start on the 1st or 15th of any month. So you can join in whenever it's an ideal time for you on the 1st or the 15th. And this is self-paced. It's an independent study option. You're working through the material at your own timing, watching pre-recorded lectures, working through the textbook and the assignments on your own timing. You are matched with a mentor who guides your process and supports you. And they have weekly meetup times that you can join in and ask questions and have discussion with other fellow peers. So you have a cohort of other students that you're joining in with once a week. All right, so that covers our 3 levels of certification, our 3 format options for our first course, Principles of Ayurvedic Medicine. And I'm going to go ahead and take some other questions now. All right, so how do you get admissions into the California College of Ayurveda? The first step is to meet with an advisor, like myself. There are 3 of us here. My coworkers, Charisse and Maisie, are also here to support you. So first is to meet with one of us and to go over all the details and to find out what is the best option for you, what's the best format and the best start date for you. And then if you are feeling ready, the next step is an online application. You have to have had at least a high school level education or the equivalent. You can have a GED certification or a higher education, obviously, but basically at least high school level education is our prerequisite to join. You will fill out that online application and that begins your process of enrollment. You then can apply for a scholarship. We offer 7 different scholarships with different availabilities, different reasons, and different amounts. And so you'll learn about those scholarships from your advisor. Once you apply for scholarship, if applicable, then the next phase of enrollment is signing of student documents and finalizing your financial plan, your payment plan. We do offer a number of choices for payment plan. So you don't have to pay all of your tuition up front. You can create a plan for that, which may include monthly payment plans. So we do have a lot of options there for you, and your advisor is there to support you and go over all of those options. All right, I hope that answers that good question. Let's go to the next question. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and answer a question that we received prior. One of our questions was, where are we located? We are located in a beautiful town called Nevada City, California. I had the honor and privilege of growing up here, and it's truly an incredible place to live. We have the Yuba River that runs through here, a very amazing, amazing river. If you've ever been, you know, she is a soul river to me. I have a lot of connection to that body of water. We're surrounded by incredible trees here in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada. We're about halfway between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe, and just a really beautiful little community here. Our sister town is Grass Valley. Between Grass Valley and Nevada City, there is a lot of beautiful local accommodations. If you do want to move here and become a student on site in person, you can find a lot of different options for living spaces. All right. We're going to go to the next question. What is the typical workload for a student? This is such a great question, and a question we get often. And it does depend on that format that you choose. So if you are in the full-time format, which, by the way, is the only option for being in person. If you want to be here on site, that is your option. You're going to be in the full-time class. So our full-time class meets 9 hours a week in the class. And I think there's about an average of about 5 hours of additional study time. So it's very doable to do with a job as well. And of course, you can expand on those hours and really enhance your education by studying further and longer hours. But that's about the average. Our weekend program meets 15 hours per month and is about 5 hours of study per month. So you're looking at about 20 hours of study per month for the monthly program, the weekend program. Our distance learning mentorship is self-paced. So you really can put as much time aside as you would like for your studies. Some students whiz through that program and finish in as early as 4 months, beating the full-time class in their timeline. They're probably studying 15 to 20 hours per week. And you can stretch it out to up to 15 months of study. And you can really limit it down to just a few hours of study a week. So if that answers that question, it's a really great question. All right. Can a person do the CAM program without ever visiting the college in person? So this is a great question. Our first level of practitioner, the Ayurvedic health counselor, is something you can do entirely remotely. There are no on-site requirements to fulfill that. You can do your internship remotely. We call it in the field, where you are, and there are no on-site requirements for that internship or for the principles of Ayurvedic medicine. Clinical Ayurvedic medicine you can do from afar, but in order to be certified as a clinical Ayurvedic specialist, the beginning of the second internship, there is an 8-day immersion here on site at our campus. You're going to be doing 4 days of pulse diagnosis, learning how to read the pulse in more depth and detail. You're also going to be doing 4 days of herbal medicine making workshop, which is my favorite part of the program. I loved learning about the herbs and learning how to make medicated oils and ghees and all of the wonderful preparations that we use in Ayurveda herbally. So those 8 days at the beginning of your second internship are required in person, and we will have students joining us from all over the world for those intensives. It's a really exciting time around here for the faculty and staff to see all of those students coming in person finally. The medical Ayurvedic specialist level also has 6 days of on-site immersion at the beginning of that internship. I like to call it more of a residency. It's quite postgraduate work at that time, and you're really just going into some great depths at that level. So it's 6 days, and you're going into more depth of pulse understanding, really stepping it up a notch with your understanding and knowledge of the pulse. All right, I hope that answers that question. Okay, next question. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my list here. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the internships, because this really is what I feel sets our school apart from the others. I've been doing a little bit of research on some of the other Ayurveda schools in the US, at least. And I find that our internships are really the most comprehensive and extensive. We offer 6-month internships. So you're really diving into that practical experience guided by your supervisors and your faculty. And by the time you finish your internship, you feel really solid about working with people as a practitioner. I know this myself. I went through 2 of the internships as an Ayurvedic health counselor and as a clinical Ayurvedic specialist. So that first level internship, you're working with people with prevention of disease. So you are really just optimizing their body's health and wellness. You're working with mostly the digestive system and the mind and nervous system. And you're really offering all of the fundamental tools of Ayurveda, dietary coaching, yogic lifestyle practices such as breath work, meditation, yoga. You're looking at supporting the 5 senses. We are what we intake. So we work with all 5 senses to balance and allow our own body's intelligence to provide our health and wellness and unravel sometimes imbalances that are beginning to appear. So it's the first level of internship. The second internship, you're working with diseases. So you're welcoming patients who now have diseases happening. You're welcoming imbalances and starting to really address them directly, working with those symptoms and managing that process of healing. So I can tell you firsthand, going through the internship, I was so excited to be working with patients. It was so wonderful to bring this knowledge of Ayurveda into practical application. And 6-month internship does actually fly by, but it's a beautiful long time as well to really sink into what it is to be a practitioner, fully supported, fully guided. And if you are here on site, you're using our clinic space. We have a beautiful clinic here. You have that beauty of having all of the overhead of your practice covered for you in your internship. And if you are out in the field, you get to create that space yourself. And you get to begin to really work with your community where you will be having your practice. So it's a really beautiful opportunity to create your private practice right away, the beginning of your internship. And these relationships you develop with your patients are ongoing. They are lasting. So I have worked with a few people since my very first internship, actually more than a few. I've worked with quite a few people ongoing for over 17 years now. You're just continuing to check in or refresh them on tools. Maybe they go through life changes. Obviously, as we age, we go through life change. So we need to bring in maybe new tools and new ways of understanding our bodies and our minds. And Ayurveda really is an ongoing process. When you work with a practitioner, as a practitioner, when you're working with patients, it's an ongoing journey of relationship building, of addressing what's happening with the body and bringing in those tools of Ayurveda over time. We don't want to overwhelm anyone, so we may start with a few dietary suggestions and one lifestyle practice, and then we build on that over time. All right. Okay, are there more mandatory meetings with a mentor during the CAM-PAM internships when done via distance learning, or is it as free as the theoretical parts of PAM and CAM? So you really don't actually have mandatory meetings with your mentor. Those are optional. You don't have to meet with your mentor, or if you are busy during one of the week's open hour time, it's all right. It's there for you. It's an optional part of your program. It's a really wonderful part of your program. I highly recommend you take advantage of that. It's a nice time to check in, answer questions you might have, and also to hear from your other fellow students who might have some great questions you maybe weren't thinking to ask, and to have some discussion time. Learning Ayurveda for your own health and wellness is part of Principles of Ayurvedic Medicine as well. So when you are a student in PAM, you're going through your own healing journey, your own transformational journey. And it is quite transformational when you're learning about yourself. It's a journey of self-discovery, and a lot can come up. So it's nice to meet with your mentor and your fellow peers. This is a lovely part of the live classes as well, the full-time and the weekend program. You are meeting with a group that's going through that journey with you, going through that journey as well. And it's really important, I feel, to connect with that community in that time of learning and growing quite profoundly, truly. I want to also mention that monthly, our founder, Dr. Mark Halpern, meets with the PAM students in another optional meetup time called the PAM Sessions. He is there to answer questions as well and to have that fun discussion time, sometimes deep discussion time. And it's another awesome opportunity for community and further support as a student. So I highly recommend that you take advantage of those optional meetups with Dr. Halpern as well. Okay, keep your questions coming. We have a few more minutes here, about 6 more minutes. Happy to answer any more questions that you guys have. All right, I'm going to continue from my list. So let's see. I mentioned that our start dates coming up for spring full-time is March 18th. Our weekend is March 8th. You can join in with the mentorship on the 1st or 15th of any month. I also wanted to mention that there really is a pretty awesome promotion happening right now. If you are excited and inspired and feeling like right now is when you want to begin, we have one last start date of 2024, December 15th, which is just around the corner, but there is a little bit of a buffer, so you can join a few days late if the process of enrollment takes a little bit longer. But we have a pretty significant promotion happening for that last start date. You have to meet with an advisor to learn of the details of it. I cannot share it right now. It's that significant. So you should meet up with an advisor. I highly encourage you to find out. It's a pretty incredible gift that is happening right now if you sign up for that last start date of December. And everybody truly can benefit from Ayurveda. Ayurveda is for everyone. It is literally the science of life, the science of balance and wellness. And it is applicable for every single person on earth at any stage of life, with any condition or imbalance that is happening, with any transition or shift or challenge that is happening in your life. Learning the tools of Ayurveda is an incredible gift to yourself, to your community. If everybody learned Ayurveda, we would have a happy, healthy, peaceful world. I truly believe this. I know this in my heart. So there's no better time to begin than now to learn this for yourself and to offer this to the world. I am seen in this role as an admissions advisor that I am helping to light up the lighthouses. That truly, as an Ayurveda practitioner, learning these tools of Ayurveda, you're a lighthouse in the world. Sharing this knowledge is truly a sharing of light. And I think we all can agree that life doesn't get less stressful. It's not getting less stressful. We could use these tools of balance and wellness and stress management and alignment and regulation for our nervous systems and our beautiful minds. So I highly encourage you, if you are feeling the call to this incredible path, to take the first step. All right, let's see. Any last questions from anyone out there? I'm going to go through another question here on our list. So one of the questions here was, how does the online and in-person classes compare? Truly, our programs are incredibly in-depth, and you're going to get the most incredible Ayurvedic education, regardless if you are learning from where you are online or here in person at our campus. Being here on campus, you do get more of that immersion in Ayurveda. There's an incredible community that you create. You can get together for study groups. You can get together and just be in this transformation together, go to the river together. And also being here on campus, you can also participate in our workshops. If you're out there online and you have the opportunity, I highly suggest and recommend that you come for our optional hands-on training workshops. We teach you how to do the Abhyanga, which is the Ayurvedic oil massage. It's a lymphatic massage that is truly profound. It is both nourishing and detoxifying, and truly the most relaxing form of massage one can imagine. We offer training in Shirodhara. Shirodhara is a beautiful, unique treatment of Ayurveda that is a warm oil stream to the third eye and to the head. It's targeting the pituitary and pineal glands, which reset all of the endocrine system of the body. It resets the nervous system. It's incredible for PTSD and other conditions of the mind and nervous system. It's a really incredible thing to receive, and I highly suggest that you look into receiving one and come for the training to offer it. We also offer training in Marma point therapy. Marma point therapy is similar to a mix between acupressure and maybe Reiki. It's energy work and massage work on specific points of the body. Truly an incredible practice and treatment to give and to receive. We also offer Ayurvedic yoga therapy training. If you are a yoga trained teacher, I highly recommend that course. And we also offer something called Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is a guided deep relaxation meditation form of yoga, also incredible for the nervous system and truly for all of the body systems, training you to relax. Nidra actually means sleep. It does help promote sleep. If sleep is something that you have a hard time with, Yoga Nidra is an incredible practice. I highly recommend that training as well. So we offer a lot of beautiful trainings here, not just becoming a certified practitioner, but also in some of these other realms of Ayurveda and incorporating the body work as well. Might be a really beautiful addition to your practice to enhance what you offer to your community. I didn't mention Panchakarma. Maybe this is a new word to you. Panchakarma is the cleansing practices of Ayurveda. So we are cleansing the body of impurities and toxins that accumulate in the body. It is an incredible process that you go through that is looking at very specific diet and specific body work treatments during that time of cleansing. You can also use Panchakarma to rejuvenate the body and build the tone of the body. So it really is some expansive building and releasing practices of Ayurveda that also enhances your Ayurvedic experience. And as a practitioner, training in that is an incredible offering for your practice as well to help guide people through Panchakarmas. Okay. We got a question. Can I use what I learned in my program to help myself and my family before becoming a professional? Well, absolutely, of course. As I mentioned, PAM is designed as a self-application course. You're learning the tools of Ayurveda for your own health and wellness and to share with your family. Some people will take principles of Ayurvedic medicine only for their own health and wellness. You can absolutely do this. Without the internship, you can't get certified as an Ayurvedic health counselor, but you can absolutely take principles of Ayurvedic medicine to learn Ayurveda for your own self and to enhance the health and wellness of your family. Okay. I think I've answered most of the questions I have here. Any last questions? Don't be shy. Maybe I've answered everything because maybe I was just very thorough. All right, there is one question here about practicing. Ayurveda is not yet federally regulated here in the United States, so it is state by state regulated. You will have to look into your state regulations to see what is required, what is allowed or not allowed. In our internship programs, we coach you on setting up your own private practice where you are or where you want to be. And we will help coach and guide you in those regulatory practices, what is needed, how to market yourself as well. Sometimes we need to shift our languaging. Sometimes there are restrictions in certain states. In California, we are pretty open to holistic healthcare. We're very lucky. So here you can practice Ayurveda. There's only a few small things you can't practice in some of the classical ways of Ayurveda. But most of all of what we teach here is applicable. You can use that knowledge. In India, you may study Ayurveda and they may include surgery in your training. We do not include surgery in our training, and you cannot perform surgery as an Ayurvedic practitioner in the United States unless you are a surgical medical doctor and have gone through medical school. So there are some restrictions in some of those classic uses of Ayurveda in India that differ from the United States. But for the most part, you can really practice all of the lifestyle coaching, dietary coaching, and herbalism of Ayurveda. And everything that we teach in our programs is designed as application in the United States specifically. We do have students all over the world, though, and we do help coach you in what is allowed in your part of the world and how to apply your certification where you are into your private practice. All right. Well, I want to share one last thing. We will be doing this again. We plan to do this maybe monthly. Next month, my coworker Charisse is going to be offering a live Q&A. And in February, my coworker Maisie is going to be offering a Q&A. So you really can reach out to any one of us. Generally, you can reach out to us at enrollments@ayurvedacollege.com. Enrollments@ayurvedacollege.com will reach all of us. You can also go onto our website, ayurvedacollege.com, and you can make an appointment with one of us advisors. I would love to meet with you. I am here to support you. Obviously, I have a great passion for Ayurveda. I love what I do. I love talking about Ayurveda, and I love bringing in new practitioners to Ayurveda because I know that this world needs Ayurveda at this time. We really do. We need these tools, and we need to have more practitioners out sharing this incredible knowledge and these incredible ways of living in harmony with yourself, with your environment, with your surrounding community, learning all about your own inner workings. Ayurveda is so unique and specific to the individual. You learn so much about yourself. I didn't even mention the doshas. You've maybe heard this term, maybe not. Doshas are elemental balances in categories we call these body-mind types of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. You learn what your balance is and how to support that unique balance for yourself. It's a really unique way of looking at the body and the mind and the world. It's a pretty incredible lens to look at life with, and truly is applicable for every single person on this planet. So it's been an honor to be here with you all. Thank you for joining in. If we didn't answer all of your questions, please reach out to us. We would love to learn what it is that you would like to learn about Ayurveda, or how we can support you in the enrollment process and answer any more questions for you. I hope you all have a beautiful day. I wish you many blessings, and I wish you peace in these holiday times and in these times we're in the world today. Namaste.